So how does a single typo, just one wrong letter, turn into a $42 million cyber heist? It sounds impossible, right? Well, today we're diving into the incredible story of Operation NetClean. It's a tale of digital deception, a crazy international chase, and yeah, a typo that nearly cost a company everything.
This quote really kicks things off, doesn't it? It's from Singapore's top commercial crime fighter, and it's basically a promise. Even when criminals go digital and cross borders, the law will eventually catch up.
All right, so let's get into it. But here's the twist. We're actually going to start this story at the end, not with the crime itself, but with an award ceremony.
So picture this. It's Singapore, late October 2025. This is over a year after the big heist went down, and there's this huge official ceremony happening.
And right there, that's the emblem for the PCIC. They're the Criminal Investigation Police from a small country called Timor-Leste. And they're the ones getting this major award from the Singaporean government. Why? Because they helped take down a seriously sophisticated international crime ring.
So you got to be asking, what on earth did they do to earn this kind of honor? What was this massive case all about? Well, to figure that out, we've got to rewind. We have to go back to the very beginning of the whole thing.
And this is where it gets crazy. The whole thing didn't start with some complex movie-style hack. Nope. It started with something way more common and, frankly, way more clever. A scam that plays on human trust and one tiny, tiny mistake that almost anyone could make.
This kind of attack has a name. It's called a business email compromise, or BEC scam for short. And, it's not about viruses or malware. It's all about tricking people, what they call social engineering. The real weakness they're targeting isn't the computer, it's us. They exploit our daily routines and the trust we have in the people we work with, turning an employee into a pawn without them even realizing it.
Okay, now look at this. This is the whole trick laid out right here. The criminals just created a new email address. They swapped the letter I in the word supplier for the letter L. At a quick glance, especially if you're busy, your brain just doesn't see it. It looks exactly the same. That one letter difference was the key to the entire scam. It's brilliant in a terrifying way, right? It banks on the fact that we see what we think should be there.
So an employee at this big company in Singapore gets the email, thinks it's from their regular supplier, and sends the payment. And boom, just like that, this is the damage. Over $42 million, just gone, vanished with a single click.
The second the company figures out what happened, it's an absolute panic. The clock is ticking loud. Because in the world of cybercrime, that kind of money can be chopped up and bounced around the globe in a matter of hours. Their only shot was a massive, incredibly fast coordinated response.
And just look at how fast things moved. This timeline is insane. The money gets sent on July 19th. It takes 4 days for the company to report it. But once they do, wow! Within 24 hours, Singapore police have already tracked the money to Timor-Leste. They've shot out a global alert through Interpol, and the funds are frozen. And get this, the very next day, they're already making arrests. That is just unbelievably fast for an investigation that crosses international borders.
So the money's locked down. Now it's time to get the bad guys. The action shifts to the ground in Dili, the capital of Timor-Leste. Operation NetClean is officially a go, and it's the local police, the PCIC, who are leading the takedown.
And this right here is a perfect example of teamwork. You had the Singapore police who sounded the alarm, you had Interpol acting as the global switchboard using their special iGrip system to connect everyone instantly, and then you had the PCIC in Timor-Leste who were the boots on the ground, moving in to freeze the cash and grab the suspects. Just a perfectly executed play.
The PCIC launched a bunch of raids all over the capital and ended up arresting 9 people. And this wasn't just a local crew. The group was made up of people from Nigeria, Indonesia, and Timor-Leste, a truly international operation.
Now, the criminals were fast. Before the account was totally frozen, they managed to pull some of the money out. But the police were faster. During those raids, they found and seized over $2.6 million in cold, hard cash. But this is the number that really matters. Because that super fast alert worked, the police in Timor-Leste were able to lock down over $39 million still sitting in that fake bank account. They stopped it just before it could disappear forever.
So let's just put this all into perspective for a second. The thieves stole $42.3 million.
And between the money they froze in the bank and the cash they seized in the raids, the police got back over $41.6 million. That's more than 98% of the stolen money back. That's almost unheard of. It's a massive, massive win.
Okay, so the money's back, the bad guys are in jail, the story's almost over, but the last part of this is super important. It's not just about this one case. It's about what everyone can learn from this incredible success.
And make no mistake, they threw the book at them. The 9 people arrested are facing some really serious charges. This shows they weren't just seen as simple scammers, but as part of a major, organized criminal ring.
And that takes us right back to the beginning, doesn't it? Back to that award ceremony in Singapore. The award for the police in Timor-Leste wasn't just a thank you for making some arrests. It was recognition for playing a key part in a flawless international operation that pretty much wrote a new rulebook for how to fight these borderless crimes.
You know, this quote from the Singapore police really nails it. If criminals don't care about borders, then the police can't afford to either. And Operation NetClean is the ultimate proof that when they work together like this, they can get incredible results.
So that leaves us with one big question to think about. Crime is only getting more digital, more global. So is this kind of policing, this super fast, hyper-cooperative model that connects local cops to a global network in an instant, is that just a nice idea anymore? Or is it maybe the only way we're going to win this fight in the future?